As DJ O'Shea performs at Matilda's campaign party, he reaches out through the cobweb and asks all Malkavian of Bristol to gather at the tobacco factory. Once Clarence and Reginald show up, they are met by Matilda and Nangizal. Reginald is quickly sent the way of Yanis and Dermot, who proceed to ask him questions about one of the murders. After taking the gangrel fledgling and interrogating him, the Coterie finds out that Reginald witnessed the murder of Scott's Robert's sire while he was in Anarch territory without permission. He shares that the murderer, a young woman with dark hair. He strikes a deal with the Coterie to inform them if he sees the woman again in return for their discretion. In the meantime, Nangizal cashes in the minor boon she holds over Clarence and asks him to support Matilda's campaign. Also, Prince Nathaniel shows up to the party and wishes Matilda the best of luck. However, Matilda's efforts for the night leave her with a compulsion: arrogance. Nangizal and Dermot later had a chat about the revel they had to mourn her father's passing, while Matilda checks in with her campaign team and discuss the outcome of the event. Nand then goes hunting, but her hunger brings her to the edge of the domain, and she feeds on a house outside the Coterie's domain. The Coterie convenes at the new HQ and talk about the information Reginald gave them. They decided to have Dermot tap into the video surveillance of the areas Reginald spoke of and look for the murderer. Early in the very night of the election, Dermot finds footage of the woman, and she is following a representative Jacinta around.
Hello and welcome to the season finale of Season 2, Blood on the Severn, a Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle set in Bristol, England in the year 2017. With me tonight,
Max playing Nangizal of the Ministry.
Peter playing Janusz Kroll of Clan Chimitsu.
Rob playing Dermot Bryan of Clan Malkavian.
Alice playing Matilda Wells of Clan Ventru.
And as you heard from Hubert's recap, last session we were about to jump to the polls, and the Anarchs were going to have their representatives chosen and elected. One of the domains that is having their election process is the BS16 area, currently under Jacinta of the Anarchs, of Clan Gangrel, and she's running against a Bruya, former Camarilla, now turned Anarch Bruya, by the name of Jeff March. And I believe the Coterie has a decision to make, for they can cast a vote, a collective vote, as sort of the people who answer for a domain that is neighboring the BS16 area. They have one vote, so their voices are also heard, because of course the destiny of that border and their interactions are dependent on who is elected. So I would assume this is a conversation you would have in the new HQ.
Sure.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you're there. It's probably a couple of nights. It's after Matilda's campaign party, but a few nights before the election. So at this time, Dermot has not come up with the information he came on his investigations. Take it away.
I'd say at some point during sort of talking all together, I imagine Matilda would just say, we need to think about we need to talk about who we're going to cast our vote for BS16.
And which one of us is doing it?
Because
we can't all rock up there, can we?
No, it would just be one.
Yep.
I mean, a logical choice is Jacinta, unless anyone has any objections.
Well, Jacinta is somewhat close to Roger Smith, is she not?
Not hugely.
Well,
I mean,
that's not the way I hear it.
Oh, what do
know,
you hear?
Well, that did she not stand by him when he was before his return? Was she not with him at that time? Did she not return around the time that he did? Are they not joined by a time slumbering beneath the earth?
Yeah, but they spent that time sleeping. They didn't spend that time piling up.
But I'm given to understand that she was sleeping in part because of those that put him down, put her down.
Well, that may be so, but doesn't necessarily follow that they're sort of bonded in any particular way. I mean, I see her. She doesn't spend huge amounts of time with Roger.
Well, I'm just saying we know that Roger Smith cannot be trusted, and therefore I have my doubts about her.
Well, I think we should vote for her.
You do?
Why?
Why is that?
Well, she's the oldest out of the two of them. And seems to me, since I spent the last God knows how long doing everything possible to piss off Teach, it's a choice he would be better approving of, and therefore is in my interest for it to be her. He's not going to want some no-hope bruiser who's just left the camera, does he? Not going to be in his interest. He wants somebody who's old, like what he is. I mean, all right, she's not so old as what he is, but nonetheless, I reckon she's a good call. Besides, she's also a gangrel, right?
Yes.
So it'll piss off Clarence, and that's a win.
That's one way of thinking about it. I mean, the other thing is, if we just set Roger aside, she's just the better candidate. Like, that other guy, I don't know what he's in it for.
Well, what's she in it for? Out of interest, because I haven't thought of that.
In it for, I don't know, she's good at what she does. I think she wants the best for her area, and I think she cares.
Really?
Yeah, really.
What's her manifesto then?
What is her manifesto, Carl?
Yeah, Matilda would have read it, and
I mean, if we were making rational decisions, both of their manifesto, wouldn't we?
Yeah, so of course Matilda's Jacinta's manifesto would have been put together by someone who's used to manifestos because she was embraced in the 1700s. So
yes, there were a lot of manifestos kicking around.
Yeah, not a lot of them. So it was not common practice. But someone from her team would have put a manifesto together, in which most of the manifesto is continuing the good work. So the BS16 area is basically one of the edges of the city. And it is quite a big area. You know, it has been given to the Anarchs, but it's sort of like remote from the center of town. It has the university, but also the areas around Fishpond and Frenchay and Shortwood. So they're populated, and it is politically not as strong as other domains. But in terms of it being a border, and she was instrumental in helping, for example, with the refugees during the fall of London, and also a lot of people are sent to the library through her, or well, the people who work with her. She is putting in her manifesto is sort of like a continuation of the good work. She has done surveys around the area that prove that the area could hold more kindred than currently allowed by the library, and it could help either alleviate other areas of the city that have anarch sort of overpopulation, or potentially make room for more embrace for the factions. And she sort of left that one kind of, well, for Matilda, she knows that this is sort of like, oh, if another faction wants domain, just as Carl lived in autarkist territory, or, you know, people tend to, like, you know people who live in other areas. Matilda's open for that. She's open to that.
So her territory borders ours, right? Which is why we're going to vote.
Yeah.
Is her territory the one I accidentally fed in?
No.
Okay, good to know.
You set in a Camarilla contested territory.
Who cares? Right, that's fine. Doesn't impact my decision then. Okay.
Okay, in that case, I'll just say she's done a good job for the last 10 years. She has got a big territory that she's kept pretty tight.
I must say, Matilda, it does seem strange to me that if she is as good as you say, and she holds this domain powerfully and well, that it can be taken away from her by something as ridiculous as a vote.
Well, it won't be if we vote for her. It's the point of votes.
We ain't got the swing vote.
She does a good job. I mean, I don't know if we've got the swing vote. I know that there are a lot of Bruhar and Gangrel now.
Don't seem, from what you said, like it's a swinging kind of constituency, right?
Yeah,
This is not a difference-making vote, is it?
We don't know.
Unless, of course, we go and buy up some votes, which we could do.
There's no point, I think, voting just for a random Bruhar just because we think, oh, our vote doesn't matter. But I know what you mean, like.
Yes, does not our vote have value to these people?
Well, it depends. I mean, if she's already going to win by 20 votes, it doesn't matter which way we vote, does it?
Carlos,
well, it could, the margin also, because since there are not like thousands of kindred in the city, the margin of the win also determines how much of the people she can appoint and how much of the people can be appointed, by other. So, for example,
it's some kind of proportional system.
Yes, it's a proportionate system.
Right,
it's not perfect. It's not perfect because the numbers are very small. Like you have at best 2 kindred running for each territory. Some areas have only the one person running for office because the others don't care about it. But if they win by a large margin, then they can go, okay, I can appoint someone for security, someone for this, someone for that, and a number of things.
If we vote for her, because our vote might mean she gets to appoint a different person or another person over and above this Jeff bloke.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
What about you, Dermot?
Yes, you've been rather quiet, Dermot.
Yes. Well, you see, I mean, philosophically speaking, in the CAM, we don't really, vote and such. It seems a bit ridiculous, and I feel like I'd actually be like, just even joining in on this kind of thing. It seems a bit, risque.
There's nothing risque about it. I mean, there's no one else listening. You can air your opinion.
Does that mean you won't go toss out your votes?
Well, I mean, you see, the problem is if I vote here with the group of you as to which way I feel I should go, I'm kind of contributing to a vote. So I kind of leave myself open to having voted and feeling like I've contributed in some way to this system. I mean, I'm really interested in the system and how it all seems to work. It's fascinating, but I just don't. I mean, I'm not really part of that system as much as we're bordering on it. It's a bit like watching, people across the ways doing something over in Wales or something. But, we're not really part of Wales, are we? We're kind of in England here. So as far as I'm concerned, the three of you can probably sort it out amongst you. I mean, also, if there's 4 of us, then it might split the vote and we might put ourselves in a really difficult situation,
I must say that I am in agreement with Dermot on this. It is a bizarre way to decide if someone gets to hold on to their domain or not.
I mean, if they want to have a fight, I'm entirely up for that. That's fine. Gangrel and Brew have been fighting for years, so, I would be totally up for putting some, dough on that and having them a little bit of a bash at it.
Right, well, when I'm representative, perhaps I'll put forward that we can have pit fights.
I mean, they're right in the fact that...
I'm not talking about pit fights. I'm talking about, like, an honourable, like, Queensbury rules or some such, like
fisticuffs or something.
Like fisticuffs.
It just seems to me that it is a
clustercuff.
weak claim indeed if it only comes from a few voices.
I think it was always the case that you hold on to a domain as long as you're able to hold on to it. By whatever
Hold on
method.
to a domain as long as the people that
That is not, I
respect
assume.
you and want you to continue.
No, that's not how Teach got to be master of trade. We didn't all rock up and go, Teach, we vote for you. He's there till someone does something about it, isn't he? And that is not going to be me,
Well,
for the record, whoever's listening. But nonetheless, I think what these two are saying is true. That's not how this society operates.
Well,
No one's ever asked me what I wanted to vote for in the Autarchus, did they?
It's not how parts of the society work.
Yeah.
I know that people broke away because they thought all the cam was about like the elders having the power and all, but some of the elders don't really even want that. They just want us to sit back and enjoy themselves.
I don't think.
Yeah, the elders got all the power in the Anarchs, haven't they? Look at Roger. He's not exactly youthful, is he?
That is true.
It's not like they got away from the elders. They just got an old Toreador sitting up above them. They're no different.
It's a movement in the right direction. It's more than
what a movement in the right direction. He's a fucking 1,000 years old. That makes no sense.
No, but it means that he's got people around him who are talking to him, who are saying, "Let's not keeping just people who are
listen to, right?
Well,
definitely listen to them.
He's only in charge of one place as well, surely.
He is only he's up for election at the moment.
He's up for election. What, Roger?
He is.
Roger's up for election. He's voted against him. That's not an election. That's an appointment.
I think Mandeville has the right of it. Surely.
Fine. Okay. You don't have to agree with how we do things. But actually, if you don't want to agree and if you don't see the benefit of it, then I think perhaps I should just cast the vote for all three of us. If none of you want to claim responsibility for it, none of you understand it.
Wait. Understand is a different thing. It's not that I don't understand. Don't put it in them terms. It's that I don't fucking agree. That's not the same thing.
Okay.
And I do agree with Nangiselle that there is some value in this vote. Right. And therefore we should consider what is the best way for us to spend it as a group.
In which case, would you agree, as someone who is very much aware of what's going on and is an anarch, that it would be in everyone's best interest if you did listen to me and take my lead on this?
No, not sure I do agree. I mean...
Okay, all right, fine. Would you like to vote for Jacinta because you like Jacinta as opposed to...
No, not because I like her, because I think it's in Teacher's interest.
Okay, because it's in Teacher's interest, will you vote for Jacinta?
I've never met her. I don't know her.
Oh my god. Who do you want to vote for, Nanj?
I think we should be voting for Jacinta.
Thank you. Janusz.
Well, I'm not sure what I think about Jacinta at this time, but I don't have strong feelings about either. And so I am willing to be swayed, but I stand by the fact that if there is some capital here that could be spent, that we might consider how best to spend it. I assume, perhaps incorrectly, that in the past the anarchs have been persuaded sometimes to give their vote in a certain direction, or even compensated for such things.
I imagine so.
And so it seems to me, as we have a vote, that we could be compensated in some way for casting it in one direction or another.
Seems reasonable, right?
If it is the anarch way to need others to hold on to their power, then it seems appropriate to have something in exchange for giving them that power.
What are you asking for, Janusz?
Well, I suppose that depends what the candidates wish to offer us.
That isn't how it works in the annex. I understand where you're coming from, and I understand that it sounds like it should be transactional, but unless you want to, if you're thinking of rocking up to Jacinta and asking her for a minor boon for voting for her, I'm not sure is going to go down well at all, because it's not so much... Because it's not how things are done.
It's exactly how things are done in Vampire Society. Exactly how they're done. All the time. That's what we have as currency. We don't have money. I don't know why it should be any different for your law.
Yeah, but you have an obligation, a right to vote. It's not... This is separate to boons. It's separate
We don't have a right to vote. Otherwise, everyone in the city would be voting in this election, wouldn't they? The only people who have a right to vote are who they've decided have a right to vote, which is not the same thing. That is not universal suffrage. Sorry to break it to you.
Damn it. What do you think?
Well, if I were to receive some kind of benefit, then I would have been participating in the voting, so I can't do that, can I, Dan? So I can't really be having with any kind of benefit coming my way. Of course, if Janusz wants something, that's entirely up to him, you know. I will quite happily partake a little bit more or consider taking when you maybe become a representative and table the idea of some kind of gentlemanly combat for the idea of, resolving for winning individuals, candidates who want to have a bit of a barney instead of actually this voting thing. I'd be up for that. But until then, you have to count me out, I'm afraid.
That's fine.
It looks like you're the only one to be convinced. I'm happy for...
So, Matilda, you wish to vote for Jacinta, is that correct?
Because she is the right choice, yes.
Well, it seems like 2 to 3. Then 2 out of 3. I mean, I'm not great on the maths and all, but it seems like it's resolving. If we're having a vote, that is.
Well, it ain't. It's like 2 to 1 with an abstention. Depends what terms you put around.
Let me just put my headphones on, and I'll be here if you need me.
Well, if you are both of a mind to do this, and you wish to give it for nothing, you think this Jacinta is worthy of it, then...
I've got no idea if she's worthy of it. I just think it's tactically a better choice. But you're not wrong. Probably I should ask for something, shouldn't I?
Well, seems strange for us to give it for nothing when these things are so hard to come by.
Well, reckon you might be right, and I reckon that's what we in the Autarchus do best, right? Trade.
We're not in the Autarchus, though, Nanj. It's
well,
different.
I mean, I understand.
I know that you say that all vampire society is the same, but it's not.
It's all corrupt, for sure.
Yeah, in different ways. But
I mean, take it from me. I come from a group of people who make it their business to make it corrupt. But
this is something different.
In which case, if you're right, why don't I go see Jacinta? I'll ask her for this, and if you're right, she'll tell me to get stuffed, and then I concede your point, and we can vote for her.
No, because then you're asking for a boon on behalf of the whole faction, the whole coterie.
No, I'm asking for a boon on behalf of me and him in order to swing our coterie's vote in our favour. Now, if she is what you say she is, she'll tell me to get stuffed, and then we'll have our rest, won't we?
As someone who might become a representative, who might work for her, work with her, that is not a good look. If we're on the council together, and you've just rocked up and asked her for a boon, that's something that isn't. It's not something you ask for. Why can't I say, and then it makes things uncomfortable for us?
Sorry, I don't know the Anarch way, so I'm just following the way that I know.
No, because she would have been making to tell you better.
Can I ask you a question, Matilda?
Yes.
Because I do not understand the way things work in the Anarchs in the way that you do. You clearly have a position on this, one that you claim is a philosophy held by the Anarch. My question to you is, does your rival, Felicity, hold to this same philosophy? Is she someone who will not accept a twisting of the system? Is she someone who will not seek out any votes she can? Is she someone who will not give boons to get votes, and so on and so on?
Matilda will know that as far as images go, she gives the impression of being just like you, but then again, it is known that people exchange boons for votes, or are pressured, or things like that, just in the real world.
Yeah.
So there's no guarantee to know for sure, unless something like Nigel is saying happens.
Yeah.
You know, you have someone throw an offer your way and have them reject it outright. unless you test their sort of like their ethics or their morals or their views directly, there is no way to tell. So you don't even know if Jacinta could potentially be one. You think she's not. She seems straightforward, and she is the reason you are in this multi-faction coterie in the first place. She's the friend that asked you for this favor. So
yeah, okay. I'm not Felicity, so I can't speak to it. She seems fine. She seems like she wouldn't, but I know that's not the point. I know Jacinta, and I know that she won't take kindly to a conversation like that.
But that's all right, because I'm a big girl, so if she gets the arse with me, I can handle it. Right? But I will have my answer then, won't I? Unless, of course, you're telling me, yeah, that there's no chance that she couldn't be bent in that way.
I don't think there's any chance.
Could I just ask a question there, Matilda?
Yeah.
Seems to me like favors still need to be done, and work still needs to work in a particular way with the anarchs. Is it like you don't really buy votes with favors and the likes, but maybe afterwards you can go to somebody and say, "Hey, I voted for you. Can you help me out here?"
I mean, you could, but
transactionally, that don't make no sense. I mean,
It's-
why am I going to pay you for something?
the leverage is gone at that point.
Well, it's a bit like voting in a government, isn't it? You don't hope that you hope kind of that they'll do what you want and act in your best interest, and you vote for them for it, and you kind of try and, but you have to a bit of faith, and maybe occasionally you go to your MP if it were your like Klein and the likes, and go, "Hey, I want this thing done," and you hope that person's going to listen to you more than the other fellow.
Well, as a constituent, you can go up and say, "Hey, I voted for you. I want you to represent me better on this manner. I want you to do A, B, C, D." But I don't imagine, I don't know, I don't think you can then be like, "Well, I want to mine a boon off of you because I
No,
voted."
it's less on the boons and it's more on faith.
Yeah,
But
and that's what it's all about. You go up and
so I suppose you could always ask the question and say, "I'm interested in these particular issues, Nanj and Janish, and if she seems willing, then maybe you could say, well, that sounds good. Maybe I'll vote for you if you're intended on doing those kind of things."
What's their word worth, though? Ain't worth shit, is it? None of our words are, apart from mine, obviously. But
I take exception to that comment, Giselle.
well, I didn't mean you. I mean, obviously, what I'm saying is, what he's describing is a less good way of getting what I'm saying we can get by asking for a boon.
Well, I think that, Nandizel, you clearly know more about how all of this business operates than I do, and the same with Matilda. Deal with it as you see fit. I will. I'm sure you know what you're doing.
Right, well,
No,
seems then, Matty, like it's me and you. And you're saying you don't want me to go and try this out with her.
I would much rather you didn't. Please don't push it.
I don't get it. I thought he was going to convince me. I thought he was going to change my mind. But I haven't heard anything from you as to why I shouldn't go and do this. I don't understand what you think the disadvantage is. It gets me to an answer. And if I get to that answer, you get what you want. Because I'm on board with you in voting for her. I just want to know if she's corrupt.
Do you think you're actually... Do you think you're going to get that answer from one conversation with her?
Yeah, I'm going to ask her for a boon, and either she's going to say yes, in which case you've got your answer, or she's going to tell me to fuck off, in which case you've got your answer. Done. Factually proved.
I don't like it. I don't think it's a good idea.
Okay. So, Carlos, I don't think Nangel's moving this from this position. Are we in a social combat?
Are we social combat?
I think that that's where I was thinking. Like, basically, Nangisel is not moving from her position,
Come on.
while Matilda tries to convince her that that is not the way to go. And it's very difficult because Matilda's point of view is like, this is on principle, ethically, you should not do it. And Nangisel's point is more practical.
Correct.
You know,
Well, it's more like these ethics are unproven and I can prove them.
yeah, like this can be proven pragmatically. I can have a pragmatic approach on this and be
Matilda,
practical. And Matilda is like, no, this is
there
like
are
unethical.
repercussions to this,
Yeah, this is unethical. So, in the case of Matilda would be doing a persuasion roll. I would imagine charisma plus persuasions -2 because of your compulsion.
Is it a -2 because it's to do with leadership? I don't know.
Oh,
Because is it? I don't know. I don't remember what the compulsion is specifically. But I thought it was a -2
it's
to everything
arrogance.
unless it...
It's unless you. But the thing is that you're not telling
Nangisel
to obey you on this and say, you know what, we're gonna vote for this person. Period.
Yeah.
So you're trying to dialogue to make a dialogue here.
Charisma plus what was it?
It will be persuasion with charisma. You will have a -2, so you will have to let me know also if you're gonna rouse the blood or not. Actually, don't tell me. Just put it as a modifier, a +2 to cancel your -2 or not.
Okay, so it would be just a 0 then.
And Nangisel, in your case, it will be composure because you're trying to be unmovable on this front. For you, it's like I'm not changing my mind.
No way, man. I'm not changing my mind.
Sorry.
No way, man. I'm not changing my mind.
Yes, I'm not changing my mind.
I might be glad I spent XP on composure.
Yes, you might be very glad. And on your end, it would be plus, also persuasion, because that is your way of convincing her.
Yep.
Could it be politics?
Oh yes, it could be also politics. Alternatively, which one do you choose?
I don't know. What do I have in them?
Politics 2, persuasion 0.
Oh, let's go politics.
Okay.
Carlos, are we able to throw in on either side?
Yes. So I think Janusz is throwing into Nangisel's side of the argument.
Yeah, I mean he's more convinced by Nangisel than Matilda at this point.
Fair enough.
Okay, what is Janus's politics?
I don't know. Might be irrelevant. I don't think he has much politics. He has 1. Politics 1.
That's a die. And Dermot is not pitching in. Is it pitching in?
He will pitch in on Matilda's side, kind of arguing.
It's like a fight, right?
To some extent that, there's the Anarchs have their way of doing things and, they've chosen to do things differently. So you should kind of listen to what Matilda has to say.
Okay, so what's your persuasion?
2.
Oh, Matilda, you get to roll an extra die.
Okay. How do I just roll a random extra die? How do I do that?
So when you press it, it'll come up and ask you for extra.
I think she's already rolled it though.
I've already rolled. Yeah.
Yeah. My question is, are you going to do a reroll? Are you going to do a willpower reroll? Okay. So you can only do 2 dice from your reroll.
That's fine.
Just put a willpower reroll of 3. And that'll add an extra phantom dice that didn't exist.
Wonderful.
I'm making your roll for you. Are you rousing the blood?
Me?
Yes.
No, why would I? I'm right.
I did rouse the blood. So.
And you go hunger.
And I failed. Cool.
And you will have an extra die from Janusz. And no need for a rouse check.
I'm looking forward to the political frenzy check.
Ooh.
Oh.
So this is from Matilda's side is 4 successes.
4 successes.
And from Nangisel's side is 3. Oh, are you rerolling with willpower? Is this something you feel strongly?
I feel strongly about being right. Yes.
So you will reroll. Okay. Oh, sorry, I just rolled the one die. It was 2. I mean,
Was it?
No, I
Yeah,
thought
it
it's
looks
just
like-
one.
It's just
Oh,
one.
no,
Yeah, it's not a very big dice pool.
Oh, no,
maybe
it's-
it's 2 because you got the benefit from
that from Janice, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Ooh, so we have 4 successes on each side, no crits or anything. Each of you take 1 point of superficial willpower damage, and this is the point where the competition is not like the competition. That the social combat doesn't seem to be going anywhere. It's basically you're very unmoving in your points right now.
Yeah.
Are you continuing the social combat, or are you?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think Matilda will just say.
Then,
Sorry, wait. Are we gonna roll again?
yes, you will have to roll again unless you want to change the argument, therefore changing the dice pool or whatever.
No.
No, I don't think.
Just basically say it's like I understand. Like I understand where you're coming from, but it's not. It's just not how we do things. I don't go up to you or to teach and tell you how things are done. The Artarchus will try to shake things up. So I'd ask you to do the same for me.
I'm not trying to shake things up. I'm just trying to prove a point. I don't give a shit
by
what
shaking
your
things.
mechanisms for power are.
If you want to have Nanj, if you want to have a chat about it after the elections, if
We're having a chat. That's what we're doing now.
No. But if you want to have a chat about the whole concept of whether we can ask for favors for votes, like after the election, I'm happy to do that. But at the moment, it's not in my best interest. Don't think it's in any of our best interests to talk about that before the election. I think it's shitty.
You know, it's a good rung on the ladder of corruption to say to someone, I'm happy to talk about it after the vote. Just saying.
So no one is moving from their position. Let's roll.
We've established we're still in social combat.
So we're gonna go. Are you gonna rouse the blood, Bex? Again, I'm asking you. Okay. Again, composure plus politics plus. Now I will remember to add Janice's die. No need for that.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
Matilda, it's the same charisma plus persuasion. Are you gonna keep rousing? Because I mean, you are the one who feels the strongest about this.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, this is gonna drain you before the election.
Oh shit! It's a tie again.
Oh my god. Okay, so you both take 1 point of aggro.
Did you include my dice again, or?
Did you include the dice from Dermot?
No, I didn't. I'll just do a willpower reroll for one of them. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's a say. Okay, as things stand now, are you doing?
Oh my god!
And you're going hungry.
Oh,
So now,
I'm a hunger 4.
Now the conversation is getting.
What's happening to me? And what's my willpower?
Your willpower is started at 5.
Yeah. 3.
And now is 2. Because you spent 1, unless you want to re-roll willpower now, but I don't think you roll maximum successes. You cannot re-roll. So you have taken 2 points of normal willpower damage from the social combat plus the 1 you spent. So you're now in 2 willpower.
Okay.
And Matilda, what is your current willpower after losing those 3 points?
Did I lose 3 points of?
As well. You spend willpower in the first roll, and you have both taken 1 per round. So
okay, that is. But I didn't willpower re-roll this time.
No. So it's 3 in total.
So only. Okay, so I'm the same. I have 2 willpower left.
Is anyone stepping back? Also, you can see, Dermot and Janice, that Matilda is getting quite agitated. Like, sort of. She's
kind of got her like
she let her
leaning on the
hair.
desk,
Yeah,
she's just got her like sort of fingers like clenching into like the table, just sort of
she has like taken whatever was holding her hair in place. She took off her jacket and she's trying to you know, impress upon Nanjiso, but she's starting to use a little harsher tone of voice on how shitty that is, and how that is not the way of the Anarchs. But it's looking a little bit more. Yes?
Do I think, Matilda, that... what is my sense from Matilda? That if I stay in this argument, I will do lasting damage to our friendship.
I don't think you've seen Matilda this agitated before, angry. But they have had rows before, and they've had rows about things that are more serious before. So it could go either way. I think in terms of like the essence of the argument, they've argued about more serious things, but you've never seen her quite this upset and like this before.
You definitely can tell that she's not gonna back down from her position. Even if you do whatever you want, she feels that this is like on some level, fundamental level to Matilda, this is wrong. Which is something that Nanjiso she doesn't quite understand, because it's the least logical thing to just put it on faith and go on with that, you know?
No, but I think what I'm thinking is, I also obviously have lost a bunch of willpower, so I also am not feeling like this argument is going anywhere. And actually, I care. Nanjiso cares less deeply about this than Matilda does. So I think that that means that this is the point at which she would concede this argument. Yeah. So I think she will say, all right. It's maybe you're right, and now is not the time to get into it, and there's other things to be concerned about, and there is clearly some part of this I haven't got, and you're right, maybe it's a thing for talking about another time. But sometimes I get to be in my bonnet about things, so I'm sorry in that sense. If you don't want me to go speak to her, I won't do it. And if you want to cast a vote for her, then I don't have any issue with that. I don't want this to be a thing what comes between us.
Thank you. I don't need that.
I'm sorry if I've been a totter. So
no, it's fine. It's fine. You haven't. I'm gonna go and I need to go outside for a bit. We're fine, but I'll see you later. And she's just gonna like put her hair back up, just take a deep breath and then walk out.
Okay. Is she feeding before going to retire for the evening?
Yes.
How is she feeding?
I think she's probably going to go to a student bar and do something there. Feed on someone. Do something, you know. Okay,
finally,
you will know what it is.
Well, closest.
Don't feed on her head.
The act.
Yeah.
Is she going to feed on her herd?
She's
at hunger 4 with very little willpower. Just saying.
No, God, no. It's like no. She'll go in the kind of area, like the same sort of routine, the same thing as she's used to, but not her herd.
Okay. Since you're doing an approach on basically a student's bar where you can eat the rich because you still have exquisite tastes.
I do, yeah. Only the best.
I will ask you to make, it's basically a manipulation plus persuasion roll.
Cool.
And
I'm at a minus because of that thing,
Yes,
right? Or
yes. Yes.
am I still at minus because I got someone to obey, or did I? What were we doing?
You need to get you need someone to obey your commands without
Fair.
using disciplines. That is a beautiful part of that ventral compulsion.
Okay, sorry. Can you remind me what it is again?
Manipulation plus persuasion or subterfuge, depending on whether you want to just convince them or seduce them.
I have 0 in subterfuge, so that'll be
Persuasion then.
-2.
-2.
Cool. Jesus.
Great. You can succeed at a cost.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
These people are so willing to throw themselves out there in the air. Okay, do you want to hear the cost first?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Probably.
Go for it.
Because your 2 successes So there is nothing in Luckleys that can get you there. But eventually, between your compulsion that's occupying a part of your mind and the argument with Nanjasel, which is occupying another part of your mind, and the beast, it's no longer whispering. It's growling in the back of your head. The best place is going to be in Camarilla territory in one of the posh pubs. In Camarilla territory. You will find someone. You will feed. Problem is it'll be there. I mean, maybe someone sees you. Maybe someone sees you, someone doesn't. But you are going to be ended up somewhere around Clifton or Redland or something like that, like the posh part of town.
Okay.
That is also under the Camarilla.
I don't want to do it, but I also don't want to be at Hunger 4.
Actually, you will have to do a rouse check the following night for the vote, for the election, so maybe you want to go to the polls with Hunger 5?
I don't want to go to the polls. Yeah, this seems like they're both terrible options.
Yes.
This is the lesser of the two evils. I'm just going to hope that no one sees me.
I fed it someone else's territory yesterday. It was fine.
Yeah, I mean, if Nanj can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
If the smuggler can do it, what not the redhead?
I will put if Matilda has a hat in her car,
she will take every precaution she can.
Everything.
I feel like if you do this, I've metaphorically won this argument.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So it's going to be fairly simple for Matilda. A nice girl with very good conversational skills and no small amount of sex appeal that is brought forth by the beast, because that's how the beast knows that she can attract the prey. And she eyes and she clocks in this girl that starts having a chat and having she's having already more than a few drinks. She's already getting a little physical, as in like holding you, like grabbing you by the arm to tell you something, or pulling you somewhere, or to have a chat. You're getting familiar, and after very little conversation, which is not too intrusive, but lets you know she's from a well-to-do family. She comes from money. It's in her attire, but also in her mannerism, in her education. There's something about that blood. Yeah. And at some point she says that she needs to go to the ladies' room. And of course you offer to go with her. Can I ask you to make a frenzy check?
Is this also a minus?
This,
no, it's not right. It's just,
no.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. You just have to put how much willpower you have left, which is 2, and then you add your humanity total to the score.
6, right?
Yeah. Yes, which will make it an extra 2 dice. And hope for the best.
And then no.
How much do you intend to take? Great. How much do you intend to take? Because you got 3 successes.
Okay. I will. What's the point where it damages someone? It's taking 2, right?
3. If you take a full scene and take 2, they will end up very groggy. And given her current state, it would be the equivalent of her walking out of the loo as if she was drunk and had just been sick and needs like a cab back home.
Right. Let's
Because
play it
I'm
safe
looking
and
for it. And tasting blood at hunger 4 is 2 successes, right, Peter?
Yeah.
So that's good one.
Okay,
That's a good
that's
one.
fine. I'll just
You managed with those 3 successes.
I'll take
Barely.
2. I'll get my hunger down to 2 again, please.
Yes.
And yeah, feeding in the bathroom. Stay classy.
Yeah, fitting in the bathroom. Well, it's a nice bathroom that is well kept and is kind of clean.
Yeah. Okay.
And
then I will.
you fit
say
well.
I
You
will-
leave her sitting in the toilet, and
I will also use her memory to tell her to forget.
Yes, nice. You will cloud her memory, and then
Yeah.
try now. And now, back in your senses, you're terrified. You're in the heart of Camarilla territory.
So stupid. She just walks very. She doesn't want to make a scene or anything. So just stays composed. Walks out of the pub. Hopefully, she parked her car nearby.
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, she'll speed walk it. Try and speed walk it to her car and just get out of there as soon as she possibly can.
Great. That is really, really nice. Thank you very much. So
Okay.
now the day of the election comes the following night. Can you all please make rouse checks for me? I got you, Bex.
So,
Okay, so we have Dermot not gone hungry. Matilda, sadly, I mean, I think it was a little too
Okay.
stressful, so she does go hungry.
Clearly just anxiety.
Yeah.
Nigel as well, so you're both at hunger 3 at the moment.
Sorry, there is something weird going
click on
on.
the 2 squares at the top. Why your name?
Oh, it's all right. I'm just. There we go. See, I'm just being a method role player.
Yeah. And Yanis is fine. He's not hungry at all.
Yeah.
Wait, how hungry?
3.
You're 3.
Why am I always 3 and above? That makes no sense. Okay.
Well, remember when you fed and you took it, you were at 4 and you took it down to 2. So of course, a few nights pass, you're back to 3. You have not taken it below 2. That's why you never are below that line.
So the takeaway from this is I'm hungry and it's Matilda's fault.
So, who is going to go to the BS16 place to cast the vote?
I think it's Matilda, isn't it?
It could be
Yeah.
anyone. She also has to go to the BS3 to cast her own vote.
Oh, well, in which case, I will have to go for her and cast her vote. Cast the vote we agreed. And I
Yeah.
give my word that that is what I will do.
Yeah, and I'll again say say thank you. Matilda looks a little bit like jumpy and a bit jittery when you talk to her, but yeah, she'll say thank you.
Okay. So, the night of the election comes, and the first, early in the evening, Matilda makes preparations. She's back at the BS3 area. She's making preparations to go there, vote, cast her vote, and then be with sort of like her little group of people as sort of like, campaign group of people.
Yeah. Can I ask, sorry, is there like does everyone go to Ashton Court? Is there like a
No,
big sort of thing?
each area will have its voting sort of center. Okay, the one in BS3 is going to be in a place called the Spotted Cow. I don't know if you've been to that pub.
No.
So it has a back garden, an area in the back, and sometimes they use it for parties and the like. It's nice. Also, it's not very, a lot of people going there given the time of the year, kind of cold. So it makes sense to have some people show up there, cast their vote, and it looks like they're doing something like a pub quiz or whatever. They are hiding it quite well. It's like right there in plain sight. For the BS16 vote, it's taking place in Downend. There are several places there. There's a foresters that has like additional seating areas. That is where Nanyusil will be casting the vote at the foresters in Downend.
I mean, I should say, Downend is way posher than I am. So I feel a bit out of place dressed like this.
Well, you will soon realize that it's not like you go to the foresters, and it is in Salisbury Drive, in the sort of the cul-de-sac. It's actually is a little bit more sort of tucked away, remote. It's not the proper. It's just the way people get to it.
Okay.
When you're getting there to cast the vote, of course, someone will take you to the area. What is Janice doing first thing that evening? Or so what time? Sorry, Janice, what time would she be going to cast her vote? First thing in the evening, later in the evening?
I think probably earlier in the evening because we have other things to do.
Yeah. So Janice?
Well, we don't yet know obviously what Dermot's found out.
Not yet.
There's no, to my knowledge, reason for him to go to any of these votes because the results for Matilda might be interesting and worth going to.
Yeah, but that will be later that evening.
That's basis. So I imagine he will do a bit of like community maintenance.
Okay.
And then he'll probably go for a walk by the church, keep an eye on things there, and then maybe wander towards the HQ.
Okay.
I don't think he has any kind of big plans.
So Dermot, you you wake up. What's Dermot's state right now? Are you normal, or are you riding a high? Is Dermot high?
No, I think he's come down after the wake. So it's been good, but he's probably down to a normal state again.
Okay. So you start doing, and it's always kind of difficult sometimes when you're doing this, and when you're not high anymore. It's not like, well, Dermot, you have told yourself so many times that you don't need it anymore, and you really don't. But still, sometimes you want it. Not like when you were immortal. It's not like that craving. Now you are in control, but you still are focused, are better functioning with it. And those thoughts are starting to creep into Dermot's mind.
He knows that. I think he's going to be working. He knows this is a ball-aching task to get through some of this stuff, so he's basically going to be delaying the gratification of getting that high perhaps until afterwards.
Exactly. So this is just the first. He's now starting to think of that, whereas that was not the case a couple of nights back. Yeah. And he comes across the footage of this hooded figure following Jacinta. What does Dermot do?
Where is he when he finds that? Am I in the HQ doing...
You probably are, yes.
Yeah, okay. So he'll swear a bit. And then... I think his first reaction is going to be trying to get hold of Teach.
Ooh. Interesting. You call on Teach. You hear a voice on the other side. Hello, this is Caroline speaking. Dermot?
Yeah, I need to talk to Teach, like, right now.
Yes. Can I pass the message?
No. I like need to talk to Teach, like, right now.
Can I know what is this about so he can...
Yeah, it's about the matter he's been dealing with us, and it's pretty fucking urgent.
One moment, please. Not too long later, you hear an awkward voice, and you know that you're in a speaker. Like, right?
Is that Teach?
Yeah.
So the stuff you've got us having a look at, right? I found the lady that we was looking for, and she's after somebody who might be
A lady, you say?
We have a description of the person that we're looking for.
That's a lot of information. When did you get this?
Just now. We had a description, just got it through a few days ago, but we was trying to confirm it. And now, now we confirmed it, but it seems a little bit pressing because she seems to be following somebody who might be up for election tonight.
You hear... There's a small pause. Who is this woman?
Yes, 16 ringing any bells.
You're telling me the killer is there now?
I don't know where they are, but if there's somebody running for, and they seems to be following them around and all, and there's a couple of other people falling like flies, then maybe tonight doesn't seem like a bad night to make a statement, does it?
I'll go through your domain. I'll be there in an hour or less.
I'm going to let the others know as soon as I can.
Well, you better let them know fucking quick, because I'm going with a party. And I don't expect any interruptions on my way to your domain. And he hangs up.
Okay.
So what does Irma do?
So do the others don't really have... I mean, Nanj has a burner, doesn't she?
Yes. Always.
Okay, so...
Like more than one. So you will have the one that she would use for your emergencies. That is basically the ones she will destroy immediately after the phone call or something.
So, yeah, a message to Nanj will be going out like straight after going HQ now emergency.
Okay, well, I think I have a way to get hold of Matilda, don't I? Because I gave her a burner.
Yes.
So I will batch a message to Matilda, and then I will make all haste by cab to Janish's haven.
Okay.
I'll invite him, right? Because no one's phoning him, so.
Actually, the
emergency protocol. I will invoke it.
Actually, you're being driven around by Lug, because that would be the most expedient way to get to the voting station.
Oh, okay.
So Lug just turns around, drives to Janice's, picks him up. You get, of course, way faster than Matilda because you were around the domain. Yes.
I will be checking. Well, I don't know. I mean, is there like a landline at Janish's or anything?
No.
We look at power.
There is electricity and perhaps an old radio, but you don't know if it's ornamental.
So, just on the off chance, we'll probably check all the local street cams, just to see if you can see Janish about.
You cannot see him for a while until you tap on them, but it's easier for you because you have set up already the security system, and you do see Janice and Nanjasol leaving the haven, getting on a car, and after you see them in a couple of cameras, you go like, yeah, they're probably coming here.
Yeah, because he's also keeping an eye out for Teach and whomever are coming in as well.
So you arrive first. So the two of you arrive first. Matilda actually has to.
Yeah, I imagine just has to make some really awkward excuses to everyone else and just.
It's like, sorry, I will come to vote later.
I'll be right there. As soon as I can, and then fuck off.
Yeah, of course you get a message from Audrey. It's like, don't worry, sugar. Fashionably late. That's what we want. That's what we're going for. I got you. I get you. Being your best, like dress for success.
Love it.
And then you just book it there.
I'll get Log to wait in case we have to then suddenly emergency dispatch elsewhere after this conversation.
So you are in the three of you are there. Matilda is on her way, but it'll be a few minutes, at least 15 to 20 minutes. Well, she will arrive around 15 minutes later. So you have a little time for the three of you to have a conversation before she arrives.
So I think in the nervous time, whilst everybody else is kind of rushing around, Dermot will have tried to splice together the various different cuts of like camera footage that he has, and then probably underlying underneath it had the Jaws theme.
I love it that it is a thing. He will present it and it'll have a soundtrack. Da-dun, 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 da-dun. It'll go. So yes, you arrive to the HQ. Dermot is there.
Okay. So I'll say, I mean, I'll have briefed Janusz to say there is some sort of an emergency, but I know no more.
Okay.
And I'll say, or when we arrive, say, all right, came as fast as I could, picked up Jan on the way. Mattie's on the way too. I sent her a message. What's up? You look worried. What's up?
I found who we're looking for on the footage and all. But there's a bit more to it than than maybe we thought originally. So I just probably best to show you and all, if it's okay, and I'll kind of turn to like probably a big screen in the main room and just flick it up there. It's just it's not so much her, it's who she's following.
Is that Jacinta? Oh, mate, you're having a laugh. I just voted for her. What if she dies now?
Well, you know.
Well, where is Jacinta now?
How long did that take him?
Well, this is footage from back when we was looking before, when that fellow was killed.
So that is footage from the BS3 area, and it looks like Jacinta is going around and having conversations with other.
It was like what yesterday he was following her.
No, I think Carlos, this is
this is from the night of the nights of the murder, around those nights of the murder.
Which is how long ago in real time?
Around 6 months.
Right. Okay. So she's been following her either for 6 months, or she's followed her for 6 months and she ain't done nothing yet.
I don't know what exactly is going on, but obviously it's election night and all, so I thought I'd kind of, just in case.
What?
So I called Teach, and I let him know that found this, because it seemed like that was the deal with you guys, to let him know about it and the thing as soon as it came up. I mean, he did seem a little bit confused that we hadn't let him know.
He's got one right.
Obviously, we hadn't. I don't think we talked to him since we talked to Reggie, have we?
No, but that was like 3 days ago, 2 days ago. So you haven't.
Yeah. So in which case we didn't talk to him. I didn't talk to him either. So obviously he didn't know about the fact that we thought we had the description. So this is a bit of a surprise.
Dermot, what is happening now?
Well, I called Teach, and then he said that he's going to get some of his guys, and he's coming through the domain.
Through the domain.
And he's going to BS16.
Is he stopping off here then?
And that is where Jacinta is, I assume.
Yeah. Well, I'd imagine she's going to be there because it's her election, isn't it?
I reckon I'm going to go within there.
Nan Giselle, you saw her. She's there with with Jeff March.
I was just there where she was.
Yes. So you have an idea where she is.
Well, if she is in company in a public place, it is unlikely she will.
It's not public.
No, it's not public.
I mean, if she is in the company of other kindred.
Well, she's in the company of her competitor.
Yes.
Well, and the people taking the votes. There are like 2 people there.
That's some people, but we don't know this woman, what's going after is, or what she's capable of. That might not matter a toss to her, might it?
Is Matilda arriving at any point soon? Or?
You see Matilda arriving into going into the domain through the cameras.
Is she on foot?
No, she's on her car, and like a minute or 2 after, so she's still on the way, like really close to getting. You can see what could be like nothing else but Teach and his convoy, because it's like 3 cars going one after the other in the path. So Matilda will be there like a couple of minutes before Teach.
Well, then I suppose we should find her.
Well, I can take you to where she was, whatever, 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, when I was over there.
I mean, maybe I got this wrong, but it feels just like one of those tingles, you know. You got to shiver when it starts.
What I'm worried about is if Teacher's coming down here with a convoy of people and he goes in there balls to the wall, who knows what's going to happen?
Well, maybe we can convince him not to be quite so, fastful about it. But it's a good opportunity to set a trap and all. If there's something going down tonight, then at least we'd be able to try and catch whoever we're looking for.
Right, so Janusz is going to move somewhere slightly aside, and he is going to open his hand and begin to force the blood towards the surface of his hand. And he is going to, as the blood begins to form, he is going to whisper. Well, he's not going to whisper that quietly, but he's going to speak into the blood. And he is going to say, "Be on your guard, Jacinta. A single kindred hunts you, a woman." And then I will, let the blood kind of evaporate up and carry my words away.
And as the blood sublimates, I will require for you to make a blood sorcery check.
Yep.
And a rouse check for it. Although it's a level 1 blood sorcery power, so you get your reroll given your blood potency.
Yeah.
Because Jacinta is not within your domain, so it's not.
No, I know.
So you're trying to push.
I am pushing, and I will rouse.
Okay.
So I believe I'm making. It's a cult and.
I think it's a charisma plus blood sorcery.
Yeah, Whisper in the Wind.
Oh,
Whispers in the
yeah.
Wind.
I see it.
And we'll add whatever you want for the.
Yeah, I will rouse for this.
For the blood search, yes.
Okay.
And it's good because she is within the range. Given what Nanjasel said, she's within range. That is some crappy roll. A single success after 8 dice.
I'm going to willpower reroll that.
Yes, please.
You might need to clear the pop-up box.
Oh.
That's on right here.
Oh, right.
Because
Yeah.
that's the other one.
Oh, yeah.
Technology is the bane of... Okay, 3 successes. So, it is... I need your rouse checks, please.
Yes.
Had it been within your domain, would have been easier. No need to roll, or maybe just not even... Like the first one would have been free. But, well, at some point we will be giving this to others. Okay, the first one you pass.
And then second one?
So it's enough because you take the best. So you do not lose blood for it.
Cool.
As the blood sublimates, you send it out. And you know, thanks to the information you just got from Nanjasel, where she is or in which direction to send it.
Yes.
So by whispering into the wind, you tell the spirits that have received the tribute of your blood who to look for and what to tell her. You're unsure if Jacinta has ever encountered this sort of power before, so you're not expecting a reply. For it's unlikely that she would know how to. That makes that makes it in time for Matilda to arrive.
Okay, good. Before I walk in, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Roberts and Gareth who was killed like 5 years ago, were they at all politically motivated? Were they wanting to, like, were they the sort of people who were wanting to be representatives, or were
No, Gareth was an autarchist.
Because the autarchist, yeah.
But he had some clout, like, because he had a lot of influence with the Toreador of the city.
Right.
So he was seen as someone like that. And even though he was an anarch, Scott Robert was sort of a political figure. He had been, well, his sire was a very important anarch at some point, being a part of Teach's crew at some eras. And you know, it's not every day that you can say, you know, the child of Charles Strike is no small potato. So he he had some weight.
Okay.
But he did not live in Bristol. He had not lived in Bristol for a few decades now, and he just came back. He was more of a wanderer, but still had some clout and some status.
Cool. Okay.
So you get to the HQ.
Right. What is this about?
So
What's going on?
do you want to watch the video quickly, and then we'll give you a quick heads up because Teach is on his way.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Makes sense.
The video is very self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Also, it's unnecessarily well, you know, orchestra. There is ambience music and the like. It looks like one of those conspiracy theory videos, or America's Most Wanted with the like shocking, like background music on it. But
So
yes,
Sorry.
Good job.
Sorry, I get a bit nervous and then just kind of fiddle, you know, with stuff.
No, that's valid. That's entirely valid. Right.
I warned Jacinta to be on her guard. We should go there as soon as we can.
Who knows where she is? Because I was just there giving the vote over. So, but Teach is going to rock up here in any moment now.
Is Teach coming here? Is he going?
He said he's coming through a domain, but I don't know if he's stopping here. I imagine he's probably going to stop here. So
you see the convoy approaching.
Okay.
This area.
Looks like they're mine.
Well, we should go out to meet him.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So you see the cars park in different parts, but the one that parks closest to you sees Teach, Ruben, and Caroline come out. And the three of them walk towards you very happily. It's like, hey, oi, doing any live shows tonight? And he starts like gesturing in the direction of the door as in, let's go in.
I'll say, you're coming on in then. Let's walk in.
So
well, you're welcome inside then. So
you all go in. You all go in. And
Yanis will nod. Yes. Well said.
Nicely done.
So you all go in, and Teach is there. He says, so, what exactly did you find? Who is this woman? And what happens with the election in BS16?
Should I put the video on?
Yes.
No, don't put the video on. I'll say, so the summary of what we got so far is that the person who we think is responsible for these crimes is someone who is a woman who Dermot found on the video footage. We don't know who she is yet, but what he has found is that she has most lately been trailing Jacinta, who's the gangrel standing to be representative of the territory in BS16. Now, I was in the same place as her in, I don't know, an hour ago, something like that.
What were you doing there?
Giving a Coterie vote.
You vote?
I'll say.
Never mind. So.
Yeah, never mind. I'll explain to you another time. It's bullshit. But otherwise than that, I happened to be there. I didn't see nothing. I didn't know this when I was there because I just got the information from Dermot. But I think he's right. If I was somebody who'd been trailing after her for some while and I was looking to do her in, chances are I might pick election night to do it, right?
It's the easiest night where she is going to be visible. Dermot, can you roll, please, intelligence plus resolve. So go to intelligence or resolve and add the other.
Picking my best stats here.
Oh, that was lucky.
Let's see what happens, shall we?
Okay.
Yeah, 1.
You feel a tug in the cobweb. But it's one that you don't like the feel of. It makes you uneasy. Makes you wary. Puts you on edge.
He'll automatically trigger See the Unseen and just start looking pretty shifty and nervous.
Okay. So Nanjasil can continue. Nothing to be seen, Dermot. Not yet.
Do I clock that he looks nervous?
Well, he's sitting maybe 3 feet from Teach.
Yeah, I mean that was going to be my assessment.
Yes.
Does he look? His left. Okay, fine.
That will be what you read. It's the easiest read ever.
Fine. So I will say I'll say. So, we reckon chances are if whoever this is going to try and make a bid to do her in tonight, then we got a chance to catch hold of this person.
So, do you know for sure this is the woman who killed my boy Gareth and my friend Scott?
You want to see the video footage? Because
I don't think he wants to see the video. Oh, right. Can you turn the sound off? Because it's a bit
sure. I'll put it on and mute it.
Okay, so you have the footage of the woman, but not of the murder. What you have from the murder is the eyewitness testimony of Reginald.
Yeah.
So he sees the footage, and he goes like, "Don't recognize that woman."
So we know that she is kindred, and that she has a means to hold her prey still, perhaps by her voice, perhaps by the power of her gaze. We do not know the exact means, but we know that she has power of some kind.
We had hold of the eyewitness who saw her do this to Scott.
Well,
Who is the kiddie what is the child of the gangrel primogen. You know that we went to see?
yeah.
Anyways.
Right.
Turns out there's a whole bunch of stuff with him, but it turns out he saw this, and that's what he got hold of Caleb to sort out the problem, or to cover it up. So he's the eyewitness account. Now, that's not information known to anyone else at the moment, but she is who he saw, and he identified her as this person.
Well,
that's the long and the short of it.
he turns and says to Caroline, "Make sure you book an appointment for me and that boy, Reginald. Also with Caleb, I don't want loose ends." Yes, Teach. Ruben.
Teach, you got any idea what sort of person? You got any idea what women who are in the city might have the power to do this sort of thing?
None that are alive right now.
It seems to me that if we believe she is going to make a move tonight, that we should be in a position to observe this woman before she strikes. And that cannot be done here.
Right.
Yes, but you said that you have the eyewitness, so I want to have a chat with that boy Reginald right now. Someone better fetch him up and bring him to the territory of the Anarchs. So he turns and says to Ruben, "Get one of the girls, go to the library. Make sure that they have safe passage, and make sure that Reginald has safe passage to the BS16 area. We'll need him there as a witness."
Teacher, I reckon we got to go up there and stake out Jacinta, see what happens. I reckon I need to be on my way there now.
Yes, we should all go.
Right.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Follow me. And then you start walking, and then he points out the 3 cars. And at this moment, Caroline phone rings, and Matilda, your phone starts going insane.
Okay, I'll.
Same with
I see that.
Nanjasel. Same with Dermot. So Matilda,
All calm.
Tech free.
Matilda, you see immediately. You see some text messages that say, "Where are you? Are you coming? Where are you?" And then voice calls from Frankie. It just says, "Frankie, you know it's Squid." Are you picking up?
Oh, yeah, I'll pick it up. I'm gonna be there soon. What's wrong?
Where are you? Where are you? Where are you?
What is wrong?
Someone attacked. Someone attacked the vote. They have attacked a couple of polls. I don't know where they are, but we're being asked to stop the election right here in BS3. No one has come here, but where are you?
I'll be there soon. Attack the polls?
No, I don't know the details. Just let's meet at mine. Let's meet at mine.
Okay. Right.
Dermot, you have a phone call coming directly from Prince Nathaniel.
Now pick up.
Wise choice.
Something's wrong.
Dermot, I need you to send a message to all the kindred of the Camarilla. The Anarchs have been attacked tonight. We need to have all the kindred go back to their domains and avoid further confrontation. We don't know who attacked them, but there is the possibility of them thinking it was perpetrated by us, and we want to avoid a war. So make sure that the messages go out.
Aye, sure.
Okay. Now yourself?
Consider it done.
Yep.
Okay. You also have messages coming to you.
Yep.
Not many phone calls, but mostly messages. It's like,
Yep.
What is this mess in BS41? Have you heard what happened? Someone heard an explosion.
Does this mean anything to me?
Well, BS41 is where Roger Smith is running for representative.
In which case, have we walked out of the door yet?
You are on your way to the door. Teach is approach also.
I'll say to Teach, stop, I got a message. It says here.
And Caroline says also, Teach, you might want to hear this.
I'll say, it looks like Roger's domain has been attacked.
Hello? And he's looking at your phone, reading the message, and he has the other phone in his hand. Fuck me. He gives the phone to Caroline, and when he goes out, he's like, well, we're gonna split. Apparently there's been an attack at BS41, BS16. We might be too late for this one.
I'll get on my way to BS16. I'll tell him.
Take Ruben in that car. Like, basically... So,
okay,
now the Coterie has to decide, what are you doing in this moment? Are you going to BS16? Are you staying in your domain? Are you going to BS3 or other areas? Are you going to have a nose in BS41? Do you want to commit seppuku or any other weird acts?
I don't want to commit weird acts with Ruben, but I am going to get in the car.
Okay, so
is Ruben going to where?
BS16. Yes.
Yeah.
Who is going? Okay, easier. Who is going to BS16? To Jacinta. So it's going to be Nanjacel, Janish, and a car full of autarkist mariners. Led by Ruben.
Matilda and Dermot looking like they're going elsewhere.
Yeah, that's my question. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna say to Matilda, not to Matilda, that's me. To Nand and Janish, I'm like, I have to go. I'll try and get to BS16, but I have to go back.
You should come with us if there are people going after you and people like you.
Get your friends out of their house, if that's where they are.
And you should not be travelling alone, that's for certain.
Because the last time they were in there, someone delivered a head. So I'd say he knows where they live, right?
You will be safer with us.
Yeah, but
And Teach is barking orders like as quietly as he can, but this is very, he's a cat.
I'll look at Dermot and just see, like, what are you doing?
Dermot has probably picked up an iPad or something else and is basically busy at the moment trying to do what the princess asked him to do. So he's
just following you blindly, but he's doing his job.
Like, I need to get this sorted like as soon as possible, but I reckon I can probably do it on the I mean, if you can give me a couple of minutes, I can do it here. I just need 5 minutes to kind of get stuff out to people, and then after that, I can kind of come with you. But I just have to get someone out to the cam.
Yeah, I'll just say, look, let me just ring my friends, and then I'll just give me 5 minutes as well, and I'll ring.
So you'll be behind.
If you want to, the two of us can jump in the car. We'll be straight after you.
Yeah,
Matt, send me a text where you are, okay?
Yeah, I'll do
so
that.
I know
You go. You'll go.
Okay.
We'll follow.
So
Yes, we should not waste any more time.
the two of you jump in a car with Ruben and 2 other mariners.
I don't jump in the car.
Well, you limp to the car.
Help me out, let's get in the car.
We can't waste any more time.
During this time, Dermot will be sorting stuff while Matilda is making calls and asking everyone, Audrey, Frankie, Squid, Ruby, Mitchell, Murray, just probably to go somewhere else. And she starts making calls. What you hear, because of what's happening, the consensus has been to meet at Audrey's later when it's safe. Audrey's haven is in Autarkis territory when she used to be on Autarkis. Now she's Camarilla. So she gathers that's the safest place. Because she's a Camarilla residing in Autarkis territory, so she should be safe.
From conversations, do I get the sense that it's just BS-16 and just BS-41 that has been under attack?
That is the only ones that they have heard. Well, that they have only heard about BS-41. You tell them about BS-16. The person who knew about 16 was also Teach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll make sure. I just tell them to stay exactly where they are. Or stay at Audrey's. And not fucking move.
Yeah, well, she lives by the waterfront. By the Severn. So she's like outside of the center and outside of these areas. So it's quite a while away. Right. Dermot manages to put all of his sort of communication channels online. He starts sending text messages and emails on predetermined lists, like address lists, with updates or an offer that looks like spam, but is being received by the ghoul of someone in the Camarilla that will inform people of the message. It takes you just a few minutes, but in the meantime, you see Teach give the last few orders, get in the car, and turn to you, Matilda, and say, "If anyone's looking for me, I'll be in the SS Great Britain, because I don't think a lot of people are going to be very reasonable if someone my age is just walking around the town."
Yeah, that's fine.
I've sent the other car to BS-41.
I'll say, you want a report?
Always.
And I'll say to Ruben, got a crowbar. That's why I get in the car.
He does say, well, I have a tire iron. I hope it's just as good.
All right, we'll do.
And that is where we're going to go for a break. Any shout-outs this week, other than to Sam, who is amazing and always helping? And I'm sorry that I always give you those big novellas and late for the recap. I'm really sorry, bro.
I would say that, as we always say, thank you to those of you that support us. If you haven't recently checked Patreon, please do. Because for some of our supporters, we have recently sent out some art made with love but not skill. And we've also sent out some of our homebrew rules 4v5 that we've been using in our Chronicles that have been lovingly presented by Mitch for your entertainment. And for those of you who have access to it, there is a postcard that will be in the post soon, as it were.
Yeah. And also, there was a vote this week. So the results of the vote, you will see, well, the ghouls are probably super happy. The players will not be super happy. But yes, thank you for voting this voting night. This is election night, so it's the best moment to vote. Quickly, I wanted to address, now that we're not in the middle of gameplay, unless anyone has any further shout-outs. So there is a thing that we have been, we've been discussing it, but it's been off camera, and I wanted to let you know about one of the house rules that we have around fulfilling your ambition and your desire, especially when it is fulfilling or making work towards your ambition. And when you are like full of willpower, which feels very like when you have, if you have no aggravated willpower damage and you take a step towards your ambition, then mechanically there's absolutely no effect and no reward. So we've been having, since Blood on the Thameses, a house rule where if you make a step towards your ambition you have no aggravated willpower damage, what you gain is sort of like a shield, in, you know, quote unquote, that will allow you to turn the next aggravated willpower damage that you take into superficial. And I mention this because both Dermot and Janusz have had that, working towards their respective ambitions of bringing together all the Malkavians in the city, you know, as he did on the previous session, or into the awakening of ancient Kupala, as it happened through some rituals, and let's say someone thinks he's a god. They had no aggravated willpower damage at the time, so both of them have a shield of 1 point. That being said, that is one of the rules that we sadly forgot to put in our house rules list, but now you have it here in digital format for your enjoyment. We will be back in 15 minutes, so it's 8:35. We will be here at 10 to 9 local time. Until then, cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello and welcome back for part 2 of season 2 finale of Blood on the Severn. And we left it with our coterie split into 2 groups, Nangisel and Janusz going with Ruben and sorry?
To the polls.
To the polls! with Rubens and a couple of mariners, while Dermot and Matilda are going to be a few minutes behind, making arrangements for their friends or their faction. So I'm going to start with the car that has Nangisel and Janusz. You are driving towards the place, and when you get there, you see that there are some people out in the streets. A lot of them are just walking away, as in something happened, something went wrong, like very.
Are these human people?
Sorry?
Or vampires? Are these humans?
Humans in the area are being moved.
Okay.
First thing Ruben does is pick up a phone and call the cleaners. You would know that yourself. It's like, because this looks like a breach of the Masquerade, and even though this is Anarch territory, it would be best to have them really like on call to start extorting boons out of, well, right now it would be Jacinta, but anyone in the Anarch faction that is willing to give boons for them to clean this immediately. I'm gonna ask you to make resolve plus awareness rolls.
Both of us?
Both of you.
So, okay. So something that Janusz will be doing not too long after they get there is he will be closing his eyes. Like once he gets outside of the car, he'll be looking for... Sorry, I'll make this roll. I'll shut up, actually. And then if it's relevant, I'll tell you what I'm doing.
So wits plus awareness.
Yeah. Didn't you say resolve? Or do you mean
sorry,
wits?
no, it's wits plus awareness.
Okay.
Because it's just passive perception. Okay. Okay. So, Nangisel, you manage to see while the car sort of stops to let some people cross the street. That, of course, it's not a crossing, but still people are a little bit in a state of distress and panic. You turn and you see it's sort of like a small street that goes between pubs and some shops in the back. People moving, and one of the person that you see move looks like they're dressed like the people who assaulted Janish's Haven. Somewhat the same sort of tactical vest.
Okay.
Sort of the same piece on the ear.
Okay. So I'll do two things.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry, at this point, are you standing with your eyes closed?
Well, I imagine this is this as the car is pulling up?
Yes.
You have not yet.
So no, I'm not. I'll be waiting to get out of the car, probably.
So I'll turn to you and say, and as this car has blacked out windows, right? So people can't see us in the car.
Yes, which is very unusual because of the full blacked out.
Yes, so I will direct his attention down the alleyway and say, looks like the same people were over your place.
Could you follow them then, Giselle?
Of course.
Quietly. Learn their faces, their names. Anything you can.
Get onto it now.
Okay.
So I will. My intention will be when we get out of the car, unless there's anything immediately pressing here, to go follow those people.
Okay. So I imagine you will be using your obfuscate.
Yeah, I imagine you'll be throwing stains my way.
You are absolutely right,
Yep.
because you didn't. You gave your word, but that's.
I've been asked to do something by my faction, and that's not what I'm doing.
So.
But Pyrene approved.
Pay rude over here. Yeah, rude.
So I imagine you will be using your Silence of Death, and then the moment you get into that alley, unseen passage, and then start running, because your footsteps will be muffled by your obfuscate. So I'm gonna do a rouse check for your unseen passage, which you pass. So you remain at hunger 3.
That is because Payroon approves of my action.
Yeah, God's smile upon you.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to have... So this group seems to be going through streets sort of away from the site, but also away from sight from other mortals.
Okay.
So I'll come back to you in a second.
Sure.
Of course, inside the car, Ruben hears the door open and says, "Where are you going? Come back!" But of course, the door opens, you leave, and then you slam it back. And he turns to you and says, "Where's she gone?"
So she is seeing if she can catch those that wish our kind ill. Now, do not distract me a moment. Let us see if our killer is still nearby. And I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm going to see if I can sense any kindred that are not us in the area.
Oh, okay. So you're going with your beast sense.
I'm going with my beast sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go for it. So.
Okay, and I will rouse for this.
Okay. So you will be making I think it's resolve plus animalism.
Yeah. What? I'm so unlucky. It's untrue.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend a willpower because I just can't bear that.
Good. Yeah, rolling 9 dice and getting 3 successes.
It's just embarrassing, quite
Yeah,
frankly.
Kinda, yeah.
Anyone would think you weren't chosen by Payroon.
That is heresy.
Well, at least you got an extra 2 successes. So that's a total of 5. Let me just do my GM roll here. You do sense others with the beast somewhat in the direction that Nigel described originally.
Okay.
2. Another one, like, if this direction, this address is sort of like on the next corner to the right, so it's forward and to the right. This third presence is sort of to your left and back and booking it.
Okay, so I'll say to Reuben, a kindred flees that way, and point in the direction they're going.
He looks at one of the girls, like the two other mariners in the car are two girls, and he looks at one of the girls that's behind in the backseat with you, and goes like, "Fetch him."
So 2 more this way. Come, and then I'll get out of the car and start going that way.
Okay, so
Very slowly, yeah.
Okay. So Nanjasal, these guys are trained and are good. And and some of them will get in cars, but the traffic is getting a little chaotic right now. So you might be able to follow them with your knowledge of the streets. But are you following them regardless?
Yeah, so it's similar to when I was trying to follow Caleb. If I can steal a car to follow them, then I will. But if I can't do that, then yes, I will try and I'll try and figure out best guess of where they're going and kind of follow them on foot if I can.
Okay, I will be making then an larceny check for you to try and steal a car in the quickest time possible. I mean, it worked once because you got a critical win. I don't know if it's going to work twice. Are you rousing the blood for this?
Probably, yeah.
Is that a yes?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Some willpower.
So you have 3 successes on your 9 dice. So you're running a little bit of the old Janusz's essence here. Are you doing a willpower reroll? Because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, plenty of dice that could be rerolled.
What numbers of successes have I got? 3?
Yes.
No, I'll leave it alone. I might need the willpower later when I get to them.
Okay. So you do manage to... So wait. Okay, if you're staying with a 3, you will lose them unless you succeed at a cost.
Yeah, I'll succeed at a cost.
So it's basically the car you're taking is the car somebody else is taking. Sorry?
Is it like Roger Smith's car or something?
No, the car you're taking is basically the car somebody else was taking, and you literally jump them, sink your fangs into them, sort of like
hungry.
Yeah, but you're feeding outside your territory and then leaving them in the curve.
Outside my territory, old news, man. Okay.
So that'll get you into some degree of trouble, but that will. I'm not a completely awful storyteller. You will go down to hunger too. Okay.
Bingo. It seems like win-win at the moment. I'll keep going.
Just keep driving and don't let the consequences catch up.
Yeah.
Yes.
The thing is that someone could have seen that. I mean, there's a lot of people going out.
I'm sure they would have done because you are not an awful storyteller. So.
Janusz, you go in the direction of the place. There is a little bit of smoke, but soon you realize it's not fire. It's just smoke. It's just dissipating. But there are some people in the area that are sort of like trying to keep like cordon it to avoid any issues. The moment they recognize other kindred, especially Reuben strutting by, he's a known mariner for Teach. What have we here? Someone attacked our poles. What are you doing here? Well, we got word of things going awry. What happened? There is someone now that you can go closer. It is in a small. It's not even a house. It's a small commercial local, like a small commercial area that had been open specifically. So you go all the way to the foresters and then walk past into the alley and go into this sort of commercial space that had been set up as a pole. And one of the people there is missing a leg and nursing wounds that looks severe, reminiscent of the wounds that Janusz took.
Mm-hmm.
There are others that are not so lucky. There are a couple of bodies there. One of them is a mortal.
Is Jacinta anywhere?
No, you don't see her.
In that case, I want to go up to the injured one.
Okay. He's right there, and he's like, it's burning him.
Does it look like it's actively burning him now? As in,
no, it's just the pain.
Yeah. So I'll say. I tell you I don't recognize him?
No.
All right. I will just say, good evening. I will not bother you for long. I can see you have had a difficult night. But I have a question for you. Those who injured you in this way, I too have met them in the past. Do you have an interest in getting revenge?
God damn right I am. I'm gonna kill them all.
Good. Then when you are whole again, seek me out, and we will talk of how best to do this.
He nods. Ruben looks at you and goes, what? Excuse me. What did you see? You can hear sirens in the distance. You say like, take me out of here. And I'll let you know. There's an awful lot to clean here. I will leave the police to me, my friend. They're also friends of mine. Shall we say Mayor Boone from both of you? And both of them look at each other. One is just like in distress and slightly wounded, but it looks more like normal firearms. And the other one is like severely wounded. They look around, they see bodies, and they just nod and say, yes, we will do it. It's like, well, it's convenient. We have someone from the library as a witness. I will immediately start commencing the cleanup. And Ruben starts walking towards the police officer. And when one of them gets out of the car, he calls him by name. George, why do we have to meet in these circumstances all the time? Now, Nangisel, you are driving behind these people and you're shadowing them. So I'm just going to make a check for you here, because you're going to be doing this for a little while. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be a resolve plus stealth check, because you have to keep it.
Lucky for me, I'm chosen of Kapala, so it'll be fine.
Okay. You do notice that it takes a little longer than usual.
Okay.
But eventually you see them stop at a place. And of course you still are with your office gate.
Mm-hmm.
So you leave the vehicle behind. And you start trying to shadow them.
Mm-hmm.
Not 30 seconds after you leave the car and start approaching them, you hear footsteps behind you. You turn around and you see them checking the car, as if they knew someone was following them.
Okay. So, in terms of placement, have I got them either side of me?
The ones that you see behind you are not the ones you've been following.
Right.
They could be allied. But you see the other ones getting in a taxi and moving away. This is closer to the center. This is a very busy area. You gather you could keep up by foot until they reach the edge of it.
Okay. So, but presumably the car that I took,
it's going to be like there are other people looking around.
It's now being examined by these people.
Yes.
Because therefore they will get back to drive.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, sorry, you froze out for a minute. Talk over you. Okay, fine. So in which case, I will take a look at from wherever I am. Take a quick look at the people who are looking at the car, because I'm going to try and remember who they are, or I remember what they look like. And then I'm going to take off on foot to follow the cab, with the intention of trying to find a different mode of transport to keep with the cab after, like, as soon as I can.
Okay. Let me do a stealth check here with your stamina, because you'll need to keep up. You want to do a willpower reroll?
Yeah.
Okay. Woof, you made it barely. Thanks to the willpower reroll. You only have one willpower left, just so you know. But you made it in time to get all the way to the taxi rank near the bus station. When they're
Can I get out of the taxi then?
And you see, yes, and when you see they're coming, you can go and take one of the taxis and say, follow that car in a very movie-like thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, follow that car, but not too close and all of that.
Yeah.
And the guy just turns around and is like, are you serious? But he sees you and you look dead serious. So he just obliges.
So you fucking stutter, mate. Follow the fucking car.
Matilda and Dermot, you get in the car and you start driving in that direction. When you're a couple of minutes away, you get a call from... Dermot, you get a call from Reginald. He contacts you via the same way you contacted Clarence.
Yep. Pick up the phone, put it on speaker.
Hello?
We can both hear it.
Dermot?
Hey, Reggie. How you doing?
Yeah, great. Clarence doesn't know I'm talking to you, but I saw the woman last night, tonight.
Where?
Well, I went to vote with Clarence, and she was
Which
there.
station?
Well, we were
Which district? The postcode.
Oh yeah.
BS16 or 41?
No, neither. Apparently, there's a lot of things going on there, right?
Something going on. Hey.
No,
Where?
no. We're bordering via BS8. BS8.
BS8.
Close to Bedminster.
Aye.
But more like. It's close. It's between Bedminster and Ashton Court, roughly.
Right. Just okay.
But that was very early in the evening, and I didn't know how to contact you. But now it seems that the city is exploded or something. I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of movement.
So you saw her early evening. Which way were they going?
She was with a group of people that were sort of, how do you call it, observers of the voting process. She mentioned she was going to be in different areas. She said BS16 and BS3, BS16, and BS... I will let you know in a second. BS30 were next.
BS30?
Yes.
Where is BS?
This bloated servers. What's she talking about?
Sorry?
She was with whom?
People who are saying, like, there are observers, like people overseeing the voting process, that everything is all right, that all representatives. I don't know.
Carlos, would I know that that's something that actually happens, or does that sound like
that sounds like bullshit?
All right. I'll look at Dermot and just shake my head.
Right, so that's an absolute load of crack. So you just get yourself safe, okay? And you're going to get a call from somebody, and you're going to need to have a chat with a gentleman called Teach. Now, frankly,
Oh, fuck no.
you're going to just have to be honest and, you know, tell the truth and everything else. And hopefully it'll fly under the Clarence's radar and all. Just, you know, unfortunately, as you can see, things are getting a little bit hot under the collar. But, you know, just be honest and be, you know, simple, and don't get het up about anything or lay any blame anywhere. And you might come out on top on all of this, yeah?
Oh, okay, sure. Talk to you later. I should return this phone. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
He hangs up.
That's bullshit. There's no such thing. We don't have arbiters or whatever they are.
Hey, this sounds like something bigger. If there's news around like BS 16 and 41, then what's this other one? 33, was it?
30, and it's
30.
next. BS 30 is next to BS 16. It's just further out.
Right, let's head there and let people know that that might be the one being hit next. We can maybe get ahead of this then and kind of catch her off.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
So Matilda would have to make a call to Frankie to ask where the BS 30 polling station is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll do that.
And I imagine Dermot will send messages to Nan Giselle that she will not read because she's either driving or running.
Yeah, I'll send a message to Angel, and I'll also send a message to, again, anyway, to get hold of. I presume I have contact for Teach.
Oh, yeah, Caroline direct line.
Yeah, so I'll send a message through to Caroline, giving her, you know, BS 30 might be next.
Okay.
And then I will probably send some kind of, I presume I have some kind of a contact for the cam as well.
Yes, you do.
So I'll also send a message there saying, looks like the wildfire's spreading.
Okay.
I'll try and keep you updated.
Okay. So you probably are getting in touch directly with your Primogen, who will have a direct line to the prince. And you're probably doing it through, I mean, one of the securest lines you can think of is Hubert.
Yeah.
He might work for the library with still Camarilla, and he's still a very good point of contact for those things.
Carlos, would I know who is up for election with BS 30?
Yes, let me get the Herald's database that Sam has put there. Lovely. So you have one David Argent, who is a Toreador, was the representative, and there is actually Jacob Bodum, the only Tremere anarch. He's running against him.
Nice.
Sorry?
There's such a thing as a Tremere anarch.
Well, that's the thing. He's the only one that claims to be an anarch Tremere or whatever.
Good for him. Right.
Poor guy.
Poor guy.
And he was also running against a Toreador who tend to be like super popular in this city across the factions.
God. Yikes. Okay.
You don't know much about either. Like, just basic stuff.
That's fair, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just straight to the polling station then.
Okay. Nanjasel.
Yes.
This group of people, they managed to make it. They go around the city and then come back. And then they stop at Castle Park.
Okay.
Then you pay your fare.
Yep.
And you continue following them. I would assume you would do so again under the cover of the blood.
Yes.
Because it's easier. Which will get you slightly hungrier. But now...
What's my hungry now?
3.
3, okay.
But now they are making their way through the streets. Sort of like separating themselves a little bit. But you follow the two that you saw. And then the one that you saw the best. And after a little walk, eventually they're making it to the church.
What church? The church where Hubert is?
No, the church Janish asked you to
Oh,
keep an eye.
I see. Sorry. Okay, understood. Right. Sorry, my mind went somewhere else then. Whilst we're walking,
You can check a message on your phone from
I don't want
Dermot.
to check
Okay.
my phone. I want to see can I, without being seen, take my phone out and record them?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Obviously, if I see a message, I might read it.
Yeah,
Then
it's just from Dermot saying the wildfire is spreading. We're going to be S30 or something along those lines.
Okay. So I know this church, don't I? Because Janusz asked me to stake out
Take
of
a
it.
look. Yes.
But I presume I've not been in this church.
Not inside, no.
I've been dossing around outside. Okay. Fine. Yeah,
They gather. You see them. One of the guys sits there, lights up a cigarette, and waits, and then you see the others come. So they just parted ways, but then convened here again.
Oh, so the people who were looking at my car have also gone here.
Yes.
Fine. Okay.
So and now you see the full group of them. 8.
How many are there? Do I think
8?
8. Okay. And do I recognise any of them from previous times I might have sat here and staked stuff out?
You can only recognize 2, but yes, you have seen them before.
Okay. But I don't know their names or whatever because I haven't interacted with them.
No.
Okay. Fine. In which case, this seems to me to be an exceptionally dangerous proposition. So I'm not gonna go toe to toe with them. Yeah.
You're gonna just try to get as close as possible to film them without them noticing, but you're under the cover of Obfuscate.
Yes.
1 and 2, so you kind of get good filmings or decent enough of their faces.
Yes. Because I'm thinking Dermot might be able to do something with this, right? But then once I've got that, I will leave. In response to Dermot's message, I will go towards where they are via where I understand Janusz to be to pick him up.
Okay.
So I will probably call Lug and get him to come and get me.
Okay.
And then
that's the best way. So also you are a little bit ahead of everybody else because this has taken some time. So let's go back to Janusz.
Yeah.
So you are there whilst they're making those arrangements, and at some point, some 20 minutes into this or more, you get you get Ruben to approach you and say, "Well, I got a message from your coterie apparently. BS30 for some reason seems to be next." So
Did your companion find that kindred that was running away?
Haven't heard from her. And he looks at the other one and yes, we'll look for her now.
So given that we are tracking a kindred that is capable of killing other kindred, perhaps sending both would have been better.
Alas, my good friend Janice, I called the shots, and that seemed to be the right one at that moment. In hindsight, everybody's a genius. Now, we didn't know how many were there that could have attacked us. It looked like this was done by mortals.
Indeed. This is a surprise to us. I'll point in the direction where I think they went. I'll say that. And then I'll make my way towards his car because I can't drive.
Yep. So the other 2 drive all the way to BS30 and you get to the boating station. You get there and actually there is only 2 kindred there who are turning people away. Anyone who has come there to vote is being asked to just go back to their havens and lock up for the night. The Camarilla is attacking the Anarchs. That's the message you get.
Okay. Right. I'll park the car and approach them with Dermot, I assume.
Yep. I'm coming along.
Mm-hmm.
And then, do they try and stop us if we try and go in?
Well, one person tries to stop Dermot.
Okay.
So what the fuck is this scammy boy here?
He's fine. He's with me. Fucking back off. You need to get out of here now.
We've been attacked by the Camarilla.
Yeah, no. You haven't actually been attacked. You're about to be attacked.
Yeah, and what happened in BS16 and
BS30 is
B41?
next.
I'll put my hands up and say I'm not planning on hitting anybody.
Yeah. Not by him. We don't know who it's by, but you need. Is there anyone else in there right now?
This guy doesn't look like he wants to let this rest.
Oh, can I turn on Dawn?
Well, you can. Yes, if you want. You want to social combat him into backing off, or you just want to order him to stand down?
I'll just order him to stand down.
Well, that is a social combat.
Okay, that's fine.
Can I use your charisma plus intimidation or leadership in this case? Because you are...
Okay. Leadership plus what, sorry?
Charisma.
Okay, that's fine. And I don't get the penalty on that.
No, not because you're given an order.
Right. Cool.
Actually... Ooh. Are you... No, you only have like one die that didn't come up as a success, fine. So I will make a roll against your roll. Oh, man. So you take no willpower damage, which means that he is the one taking it.
Good.
And he's sort of not wanting to do this. But he quickly backs down. He goes like, how do you know we're next? Who is doing this?
We got a bit of intelligence, that's all, and we don't want you guys getting hurt, so it's come to help.
And the guy just puts up a hand as in like, I don't want to hear from you, but he goes like, and the person that is with him says like, well, we're left behind just to turn people away. We're here as deterrent. As in, like, some people might not know and might come here looking for something.
When was the last time that you had someone come here to vote? How many minutes ago?
It might have been, I don't know, about 45 minutes, an hour.
Okay.
Let's get out of here, boys.
Just go.
And they look at each other. And they sort of listen to Matilda. And you leave the place. You get a message, Matilda.
Yes. What does it say?
It's Jacinta. I'm hiding in your domain.
Okay. I'll text her back and say, I'll just say, stay where you are. There as soon as I can.
Someone is offering me safe passage out of here.
Can I text back and say who?
Caleb. the Camarilla Primogenine's child.
Okay, I in capitals, N space no exclamation mark. I'll just say wait. Just wait.
Okay. I imagine. Just go on.
I'll tell Dermot. I will tell Dermot. I'll be like, fucking Caleb is offering her passage out of the city. Jacinta. What the fuck does that even mean? Why is he doing that? Why is he involved?
I don't know, but it sounds like he's being incompetent a little bit more often than's appropriate. So you might want to have a look into that at some point.
He is so bad.
Like he's what we like to call a major spanner.
Fucking is, though.
So you get a message back and saying, "Why? It's just for a boon. We're getting out of your domain and into mine, but I'll be near the border."
You can tell her to get into the HQ if you want.
I'll just ring her at this point.
No reply.
Ah, fuck. All right, I'll text her. does Dermot say that he can...
Tell her to go to the HQ. She can bunker down there if she wants to, and it should be safe, you know.
Yeah, I will
Message
text...
sent. Okay.
I'll text her. I'll say, go, like, give her the address, and I'll also say, Caleb. I don't care at this point. Caleb doesn't honor boons, and leave it at that, and let her make her own choice.
I gather you start driving back.
Drive back
to her because she
So
said
we
that she was in your domain.
Yeah.
And that they were moving to the border with hers around Yui.
Okay, so she is moving to the border of her domain.
Yeah, because she wants to be on her side, not on yours. Okay. But that's the last message you got.
Let's clear this, and this place is clear. So let's go. We can pick her up and just make our route around. I mean, I kind of want to stay around and watch, but it's more important we get her safe if there's somebody else.
And if there's, I mean, it's been an hour now. I don't imagine any kindred are going to come and vote unless they're bonkers. I think this is fine. Yeah, and
you keep getting messages now from Squid and Audrey. It's like, where are you? Did you go to BS30? Go back to your domain.
Yeah, I'll just say en route.
Share your location.
Share my location. Yeah.
Okay.
They can follow me. It's fine.
I mean, they're worried. They're.
Oh yeah, it's yeah. I guess we'll go to a place where we can meet.
Does Dermot spot her doing any of this, like sharing her location with other people?
I doubt it, because he would be driving while she's doing like a lot of calls and stuff.
No worries. Then he will just get driving and go try and find Jacinta.
Okay, so after all of this driving and moving and walking and working around, Janusz. Oh, sorry. Yes, Bex?
While I'm in the car with Log, I texted or sent a message to Teach that says Society of Leopold.
Yes, you can do that. Janusz, you get from the Mariners, of course, a report. Basically, Ruben approaches and says, "We found the person that was running away. Was one unlucky voter en route. When they saw the issue, they ran away. They had been brought. Just details and everything. Doesn't seem to be connected to this."
Also, was it a male kindred or a female one?
He turns to the woman and she says, "Oh, he was a man."
Ah, very well.
And they look at you like, these odd questions from this whole creepy man. A little later, Ruben receives a phone call. And he just goes, "Yes. No, Teach, but... Oh. Everyone? Yes. Absolutely. Yes." And hangs up. And says, "Well, I guess our time here is done. The authorities are being called to their domains and havens. I will sort this with the police and the other forces, but I also need to depart. Anywhere you would like me to drop you?"
So I don't think Yash was Scooby where anybody else is. Maybe not the plainest clue.
It's what happens when you have a phone, man.
Hey. So I imagine he will say, "Best I return to my domain," I think.
Well, they will text Nanjacel, letting her know that they're dropping Janusz at the domain.
Okay.
By the time Janusz arrives, Lug is there with Nanjacel waiting. And it's basically, you get out of one car just to hop onto another.
I'll say, I think we've got to go to the HQ.
Very well.
Well, if that's where the other are, I don't know if you've heard from them. No, of course you haven't heard from them. I'll say.
So, are either of you telling the others where you're going?
I'll text the others and say, "Where are you? Me
Okay.
and Emma need to come to you."
So, Alice?
Yeah, I think Dermot's on the text right now because no, sorry, Matilda is on the text. So she's back and say,
yeah, your car is a target because it's yours. So you're driving.
Okay.
You are going
Right,
on
right.
Dermot's car.
Say, meeting Jacinta, be back as ASAP.
Where?
Oh wait, sorry, what did you ask?
Where you are, where you're going.
Oh shit! I'll tell her where we're going.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
So
In which case, I'll head to HQ.
Yeah.
So on the way in the car, I will say, did you meet with success?
Right. Well, after a manner of speaking.
Hmm.
I found them. They were all the church you asked me to look at. 8 of them. I recognised a couple of them from when I was watching the place, but they all split out. They went around different paths. They took a great deal of time and trouble to make sure they weren't followed.
Would you recognise them again?
Right?
Good. Very good. Excellent.
I'll go. Please, honestly. So this is the case. What I want to say. Obviously, this is nothing to dissuade.
This is what? Sorry.
This has done nothing to dissuade me from the fact that I've chosen a Kapala.
Doing the good work there.
Doing it right, man.
Well, Dermot, Dermot and Matilda drive to the area and start looking around. So I will ask.
I will be using Sense the Unseen still.
Cool.
Yeah.
Try and see her.
I'll text Jacinta to say what, like, if we're on a certain road, I'll just try and just say where we are, and so she can find us in case.
So you now notice that none of the messages that you have sent have been read.
Fuck.
They have been all delivered, and you've sent more, and nothing has been read. So you will just go to where she told you she would be, around Yui.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
and if I try to call, it's the same deal. No response.
actually go straight to voicemail.
Right. Cool.
But you get to the Yui Bristol Engineering buildings where she was supposed to be. I'm gonna ask you both to do Wits plus awareness rolls.
Do I still have my compulsion, or did I get rid of that from ordering that guy around?
You got rid of it.
Lush. Okay.
Boom.
Love to see it.
You're right, it is lush.
I am going to rouse for this.
Okay. You add your auspics
At the aspect.
as bonus dice.
Okay.
So make sure that you add your rouse 2 dice plus auspics.
Yeah.
Whoo! Oh, this is so great. Oh no! So Dermot has 4, 5, 6, 7 successes, critical win.
You were hopeful for a second there, weren't
I
you,
was
Tom?
hopeful that you would get a messy
Nice.
critical, but then you got 2 normal 10s and a hunger 10. And your rouse check is successful, so you don't go hungry.
Cool.
You think you can see in one of the... It looks like a shed, but it's like a big one. So it's not a shed, it's a warehouse. It looks like a place that you would do experiments in or things like that. And you think you saw someone with a suit walk in. And then you just squinted your eyes and go like, yep, that could be a Caleb suit, definitely.
He look like he's carrying anything or just on his own, basically?
No, he was carrying something like a suitcase or briefcase, you don't know.
Okay.
So what do you do?
How far off is he?
You see him like about 100 meters or something like that. Like you see him like in the distance. So
I'll turn and say, I see Caleb. He's here. He's got a
Where's it?
briefcase.
That's
I suppose I could get down and follow him. We could try and cut him off, or I could just run him down if you want.
Let's follow him and just follow him.
I tell you what, I'll get out the car. You can drive. I'll follow him on foot.
Yeah. All right.
okay, so Dermot is going to follow him into this warehouse.
Yeah, and I'm gonna obfuscate to hide myself and do so.
Okay, so this is on St. Passage, right?
Yep. And
Can I get a rouse check from you, please?
Ooh, we are getting hungry now.
Finally. And Matilda, what is she going to do?
I will sort of follow by Dermot for a while and then park the car and just kind of be, I don't know,
Around.
30 seconds behind him.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
So Dermot, you managed to go in because Caleb is not like opening and closing doors. It's evident that then he goes out, walks to a car, and then comes back. And when you go in, you see someone. I'm going to ask for a dexterity plus stealth check, please.
Oh dear.
Okay. Are you re-rolling those dice?
Yeah, I should probably arouse for that, but let's tick off and do some willpower reroll.
Okay. Okay. Well, you do have Silence of Death and Unseen Passage, which is the Don't Look at Me, Don't Hear Me combo.
Yeah.
Okay. So, when you look inside, you see a young woman with a Roman nose that you sort of recognize from the description given by Reginald. She is again wearing this sort of like hooded cloak with the hood down, and she's just pacing around. So do you do anything?
I get into a nice quiet corner and I pull out my phone and I start. Does that break the obfuscate?
No. If you bring a phone out, no. What are you gonna do?
I am messaging Teach to say, she is here, and give a location specifically, and then messaging out to similarly, same thing to essentially Matilda, Nanjazal, and to the prince if possible.
Redirect log to wherever his message comes from.
Sorry?
Redirect log to wherever it is that Dermot's telling me this person is.
Good.
Tell Janusz this. Yeah.
Matilda, what do you do?
Okay, I'll read the message and then I will. Do I know what warehouse or what building he went into?
You do.
Okay.
Just as an addition quickly, Carlos, I will probably for some of them say maybe working with Caleb.
Ooh.
Okay. Do I see that there are any windows or something around on the building? Anything I can peek through?
Yes. But they are tall windows because this is sort of like a warehouse.
Okay, fair enough.
So
fine. I will just try and stealthily hover around the door and see if I can hear some things and not go straight in there unless
okay. Can you do a dexterity plus stealth check? Are you rousing the blood for this one?
I'll see how good my pull is. I'll go
I reckon being a politician not too big.
Oh yeah, I have a straight up. What was it?
Dexterity plus stealth.
Yeah, I'll rouse for that.
Okay, that's good.
What do I add for my rouse?
2
again?
dice. You just go
Okay. Yeah.
roll
got it,
stealth
got it.
with dexterity. Add 2 dice.
Brilliant. +2.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, do you want to re-roll those non-successes?
Yeah, go on then.
Go for
Burning
it.
through
Then.
willpower.
Okay. Re-roll.
And how many can I re-roll?
2.
2. Okay.
Okay. Cool. So you wait until you see sort of Caleb move in, and he goes inside, and then you approach the door and you try to hear what's there.
Yeah.
And Caleb says, "It's done, but I think we should move." And then for the first time, you hear the voice of this person saying, "Why? Everything should be safe now. Right, my love?" It's like, I don't know, she already texted to other people this location. You could have swear you have heard that voice before, Matilda. You sort of pick in a little bit more than you should have and see Annie talking to Caleb.
Should have put them in boxes.
I fucking told all of you what I was saying. I told every single one of you from the outset 2 seasons ago that she was fucking trouble. That is all I have to say about it. Yeah.
All right.
Now the thing is,
nothing.
The thing is,
Matilda's like,
yeah.
yeah.
Is that Matilda?
No, Matilda
sorry?
just balls up her hands, like sort of like to the point that like the fingernails are, like drawing blood. She's so fucked off.
Now the thing is that your stealth check was good, but not great.
Okay.
As she turns to see Caleb, she sees past him and sees you in the door. What do you do?
Do I see that she sees me?
Well, yes, and for a fleeting second
fine.
there,
All
you
right.
see each other.
Okay, I'll just walk in.
And you can feel the pressure of her gaze. Well, what have we have here?
That's exactly what I was going to ask you. What are you doing here, Annie?
Why should I ask? I should be the one asking that question. You're not in your domain.
Nor are you.
Debatable.
I'll look at Caleb and I'll just say, what do you have to say for yourself? You're definitely not in your domain.
My place is wherever she is. And she just walks to him and puts a hand on his shoulder. Says yes. His place is wherever I say it is. And you now come. And you feel this pressure. Do you want to, like, try to contest it?
Yeah, okay.
Carlos, am I in the room with them?
Yes, you are. But you're not being subject to any of this.
No.
You're just...
Well, I'm looking around for something big and heavy that might be used as, I don't know, a clubbing type weapon.
Okay. You find tools, some of them like a big monkey wrench and things like that. Because this is an engineering site, so there are more than a few.
Perfect, a spanner for a spanner.
Can you please roll intelligence plus resolve?
Me.
Plus fortitude, yes.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Intelligence plus resolve, and you add
I have
dice,
2 fortitude.
and then
yeah.
and you can rouse the blood if you want to for this one as well.
Oh. Okay.
Probably regretting the with you.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
I will rouse blood, so
Good. Well done.
Does that mean how much? Sorry, what's the bonus for rousing blood again?
2.
It's whatever, mate. 2 grand, so that's 4 in total.
Well, that's 8 successes.
Okay,
No, sorry, that's 6 successes.
And I'll rouse.
And
Do I get hungry?
don't get hungry. Okay.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
You roll well enough, and you see that she makes you take a couple of steps forwards, but no more. Like, you feel that supernatural, unswayable mind of yours. It's just sort of contesting and pushing back. So she's sort of like, she was on the verge of being successful. And she cocks her head to the side and says, interesting. Well, that should be enough. And she reaches out with a hand and pulls it towards her. And you hear the door behind you shut. Slam shut.
I'll turn back and then turn to her and just say, where's Jacinta?
Jacinta got in the way of my revenge. A long time ago.
Your revenge?
I'm getting each and every one of them. And unlucky for you, you're now on the way of it. And I will not have it. And she starts mumbling something that
I'm
you
going to crack her over the head.
Okay, cool. Excellent. So we have initiative, Dermot, cracking skulls. Can I get a strength plus melee roll from Dermot?
Oh, melee. Right, I should probably be using Brawl for this, shouldn't I?
Well, you're cracking her with something that will do more damage than a normal...
That's true.
A normal punch.
Do I recognize her as a Malkavian? I mean, I've met a number of the,
No, you do not. Like, she is for sure not a Malkavian.
She's a lying scumbag.
Annie, the fucking traitor.
Well, no. She was, Annie was do I recognize the voice as Annie?
Yes, but it's completely different cadence and the way she's saying it. Like, it's as she's been pretending to have a soft tone of voice all along. This sounds like a more mature, very well, precise woman.
Yeah, no, I'm still pretty angry. She's been pretending to be a Malkavian, and I'm pretty upset about that.
Oh yes. Okay, tell you what. You will. I offer you this. You get to add your Bane severity as bonus dice to this roll because of your convictions, but it'll trigger your clan Bane as a result.
Fucking do it. Gonna lose my shit and just start hitting her.
Okay, this is a Malkavian, so you succumb to your clan Bane.
Yep.
It'll impair you mentally, but not physically.
Yep, that's fine. So it's 2 for the rouse and how
2
much
for,
the clan
2
Bane?
for your clan Bane. 2 for your clan Bane. All right.
And I will clearly willpower reroll that. So
very well. That is excellent. That is a total of 4 successes that she cannot see coming. So you will clock her in the head really hard. For a total of 4 successes plus the damage of a big spanner.
Yeah.
Okay, she takes some damage.
With an accompanying shout of, "You fucking bitch!"
Okay, she gets the crack in the head. She turns to see you, as she doesn't know. Caleb goes and runs to tackle you. And she completes what she's saying badly. And reaches out to Matilda. And for a second there, Matilda, you could swear that fire is on your way. Like, coming towards you.
Okay.
But before you burn, someone pushes you out of the way and takes the brunt of the damage themselves. And when you recover from the ground, and you hear the voice of who you think is Annie say, "Let's leave, Caleb, let's leave." you think of not letting this woman get away. But the thing that might be burning in front of you saved you. And it's just fire and smoke. And all you can hear is a voice screaming. It's Audrey saying, Frankie, no! Frankie! Frankie! And she takes off her coat and starts slamming him and tries to put him out as Squid burns.
No.
Dermot, what are you doing?
It's going to town on her, and if Caleb's getting in my way, then I'm going to tell him to, basically smack him instead.
Okay. So I will need...
Pretty much throw the thing aside. Well, just keep punching, basically.
Okay, so do me a strength plus brawl check. Would be, yes.
Is the clown bane helping at all?
Yes, still. You are under the throes. I will describe what you see in a second.
Yeah, we'll throw more willpower at that.
Yes, all 3 dice you can reroll.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, 3.
Whoa. Okay, so you both take one one superficial level of one level of superficial damage.
Mm-hmm.
One superficial for both of you. As you just exchange punches. So this is round 2, Matilda. What are you doing? Are you assisting Audrey in putting Squid out, or are you following?
It's Annie trying to get away.
She is getting away. Like that is what she's doing this round. She's walking away.
I am really fucked off that she's done that, so I think I'm going to try and stop her from doing that by tackling her, I guess. Let's do that.
Okay.
Just try and pin her up against the wall, I guess.
Okay.
So what would that be?
That would be strength plus brawl.
Yeah. 2 things I'm really good at. Can I rouse for that, please?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Great. Okay. Strength plus brawl.
Ooh, 3 successes. Do you only have 1 non-hunger die that you could reroll? Also, you only have 1 willpower left. So
yeah, I'm gonna keep that.
I don't think you want to impair yourself in willpower.
I'm good actually. I'm good. I will rouse though, and I fail, so I'm at hunger 4.
Okay, so you managed to do that as she's going away. You managed to push her, and as she turns, you push her towards the wall and pin her by the shoulders. And that's when she looks at you, dead in the eye, and says, "Take that Malkavian and run from here. I'm gonna need you to do another intelligence plus resolve check."
Okay. Can do that.
Well, plus your fortitude.
Right. Okay. Intelligence plus composure. Intelligence and resolve, did you say?
Yes.
Right, plus 2. That was really bad. Well, it's not terrible. I think I will.
There's only 1 die that you can reroll.
Oh, is it only 1? Okay, oh fuck it, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, you cannot reroll hunger dice, sadly.
Okay. That's fine.
You hate yourself for letting her go, turning around, and going where Dermot is. And Dermot is fighting, like Kuchline. He sees the thunder. He is right now in the emerald fields of our area. And he is taking this man down. And whatever is that he's trying to achieve, it puts him at odds with his religion. He can, for a second, see that woman with cloven hoofs and horns, and this man here with the lashes on his face. And you are filled with righteous anger. And he is at every point taunting you. You should have heard the puka. You're surrounded by traitors, not just me. Of course, Matilda cannot hear any of this. The only thing that Caleb is saying is, you fucking cook, and hitting back. But at some point, Matilda grabs you by the arm and pulls you and starts trying to run away from you. Trying to drag you away. Like to run away.
Okay.
What you do? Because you see now, and this helps, Matilda is, as Dermot is, a redhead with her eyes just looking at you. And you gain those memories from like the Pearl Knight and the Seal Key, the lady asking to go safe passage, go back into the shores to be protected. And you don't know, you are either fighting these demons or helping those who you feel keening with.
He'll start screaming out, not yet, I'm gonna rip this fucking traitor's throat out!
Okay, I'm gonna ask for a contested strength roll from both of you. But that will be your third and final round of the 3 rounds and out.
So, what was it? Strength?
Just strength plus strength.
Cool.
And in the case of Dermot, it's strength plus 2. Matilda has 2 successes. Dermot has 3. You gain a superficial level of damage, Matilda, as he gets rid of you, and you trip and fall. And he goes after Caleb and Annie. Annie has already left. Caleb turns at the door, pulls out a gun, and empties the clip on Dermot. Dermot, you will get 8 levels of superficial damage, rounded because it's superficial, down to 4.
Okay. Drops me to 0.
And Dermot falls to his knees and frustrated as he just breathed the fires of hell on you. You can see from each of the holes maggots coming out. You need to be cleansed. You need the favor of a god again.
Yo.
Boom.
But you can hear in the distance the winds of Ireland singing to you, singing that this might be taken back, reined in. While Matilda goes back and tries to fulfill the orders that she was given by trying to take you away, with only the screams and howling of Audrey as she shakes the body of Squid. Frankie, please. Frankie, answer me, please. And that is where we're gonna end. Thank you very much for watching this season finale. Next week, it's going to be a break week for all of us. So, no Blood on the Severn, I'm afraid. The following week will be the embrace of Dermot Breen. And then we will come back on the 22nd of March for Season 3, Episode 1 of Blood on the Severn. Once again, thank you very much to all of our patrons and our Twitch subscribers and all our followers, the Disaster Ghouls. You are amazing. Everyone who is watching or listening right now, this wouldn't be possible without you. We are so ever thankful for your support and all your interactions. You are amazing. We love you all. Thank you very much to my players for always making Monday nights an amazing evening.
Thank you,
Thank
Carlos.
you, Carlos.
Thank you, Carlos.
And if you guys do not have any further shout outs of gratitude, we will go into our well-deserved week of rest before we bring you more stories and the fate of some of the kindred here in
Shout
Blood on
out.
the Severn. Sorry? Crawling till the end. Until then, we will love you and leave you. And the next time we will see you, it will be the 5th of April for Dermot's Embrace. Take care and so long.
Yeah.
Bye.
Oh.
Bye.